They don't want to associate Hygard with Apex Legends or Titanfall. Check it out. So in case y'all didn't know, Hygard is the new free-to-play hero shooter that's out right now that's made by Wildlight Entertainment, and some of the devs that came from Respawn that made Apex Legends and Titanfall. And I'm not gonna lie, Hygard is a pretty decent game so far. If I was to rate it, I'd give it a 7. It's not too bad. I think with some improvements here and there, this definitely could be a really good shooter come down the line. I just hope that it lasts long enough to see these improvements. But let's go ahead and get into it, because it seems like they don't want their old games to be associated with their new one. And I could probably guess why. They said the developer Wildlight has updated the store pages for the newly released free-to-play shooter Hygard to remove mention of how the game was developed in part by people who also worked on Apex Legends and Titanfall. I guess that's to keep people from thinking like, okay, they are going to expect some gameplay that's similar to Apex or Titanfall. They might be like, damn, this isn't like these games at all, when it wasn't to be intended that way in the first place. Because Hygard is very unique. It's definitely pulling elements from a bunch of different games like Rainbow Six Siege, some of your favorite MOBAs, Apex Legends, and they put it all into this one game, and it works. This made for a very unique game. But let's continue. They said when the game's Steam store page went up, the first line on it said, from the creators of Apex Legends and Titanfall. Today, via Kotaku, the list begins by describing the game itself. The first line now reads, Hygard is a PvP raid shooter where players will ride, fight, and raid as wardens. They said the game's Xbox and PlayStation store pages also do not mention Apex Legends or Titanfall, but it's also not immediately clear if they ever did. The developers have not discussed why the references to Apex and Titanfall were removed from Steam or any of the store pages. They don't want you to compare it to anything, but you can definitely tell that it takes inspiration from a bunch of different games, and they put it into one. And I think it makes for something pretty cool. But you let me know in the comments, how do you feel about Hygard wanting to separate itself from Apex Legends and Titanfall?